Happy Thursday. Just wanted to sit down, put on some makeup, talk to you all, answer some questions. Yeah, just play with makeup. We're going to go from this to this. Little red, little gloss, new mascara, testing an oldie but a goodie under here. There's just so many things. Links to everything that I feature will be below. No brand could pay to get in here. Not sponsored. Let's just play with makeup. Okay, here we go. Base on. This is the Solara Fortune Teller. I have mentioned this kind of a few times. It's really a lovely product. It's expensive, but it's a lovely SPF. I've been using it as a base quite a bit, and it has not irritated my sensitive skin. So we like that. That's a plus. So I asked everybody to submit a couple of questions. I got 3. It's better than none. That's okay. I'll take it. So this is the foundation-free time of my life. That sounds ridiculous, but still not using foundation. The skin is much happier. I've also not been using actives as well. This is the OG tinted serum. This is past its expiration because it expires like 3 months after you get it, which is ridiculous. Nobody seems to be talking about that except me. Well, maybe people are talking about it and I just don't know. But yeah, foundation free has been pretty good. Pretty good. There's something I wanted to tell you about figuring out what's irritating my skin, how I did it. I've had a few reactions, like you know, and so what I've done is just basically I was looking at the products. I can track them because I do product reviews, so I'm pretty aware. Should be a little bit easier for somebody who doesn't review crazy amounts of products to track because you're not switching things out. I took the products that I found were irritating me. Several of you have asked which they were. There were a lot. There were kind of a lot. And the majority were foundations that had that silky kind of texture. That slip, usually that kind of a texture, I'm a little scared about. Swede has this beautiful foundation. CLA, whatever. They have a tinted SPF. Feels divine, looks really good. I remove it and then it's like hot and tight and very not cute. So what I did, and try this if you want to, haven't even put more on the brush, by the way. This coverage is well beyond a tinted serum, in my opinion. I feel like it covers so well. It does have a scent to it. If there's still stuff on the brush, you're like, no, there's not. There's nothing there. I should add more, especially around the nose. If you get that kind of gathering like I do, dry skin, combo skin, it's still there. Just keep using it and pressing it in, kind of like buffing, pressing, not swirling this one as much. And that gives the most natural finish. No fussing, no having to set, none of that stuff. So I took the products that were bugging me. I put them into an Excel spreadsheet. I got their ingredients and I just kind of laid them out into an Excel spreadsheet because she loves an Excel spreadsheet. I do. I really, you know what? I do. I really do. I like spreadsheets. Then I uploaded it to ChatGPT, and I said, hey, what are the patterns that you're seeing? This is the RMS concealer, by the way. I've been testing this and the finish is throwing me off. It feels like a cream to powder for me. I don't know. I don't think I want to put it on today because I'm going to do a comparison between this and another favorite of mine. I'm thinking of doing this as a battle against OG. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. If you want this reviewed against a particular product, let me know because we can do side by sides. That's what we're here for. We're here for you. And by we, I mean me. ChatGPT was able to decipher what was happening a little bit to see the patterns, which I kind of saw. RMS on Cover Up, got this little puppy again. I was just really curious. It's been so long since I used this, and I've gotten so much better at my concealer techniques that I was like, maybe this could be great because I wasn't absolutely loving the RMS new concealer. I do think that review is going to be up probably by Sunday but definitely by next week. So I have this in 22.5. Again, it's been forever. There's a review on this and the lighting is horrific. You live, you learn, you do 800 videos and you figure it out, hopefully. So ChatGPT came back with a couple of different scenarios and patterns. And one of them was not when there's just dimethicone, because I've mentioned silicones here. Just because this is happening to me, by the way, doesn't mean these are going to be scary things for you. We know that, right? I just feel like I have to say that on the internet. Like just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. Dimethicone alone, she's okay. She can do that. That's okay. Dimethicone and other cones, multiple silicones in these types of complexion products tend to trip me up if they're higher on the ingredients list. I thought that was really interesting. So 1, maybe 2, and I'll feel a little bit of irritation, but when there's multiple dimethicones, sometimes they don't have the word cone at the end. That seems to be one of the culprits. And what I'm getting at here is it wasn't just one ingredient, it was the combination of ingredients. And that's still not foolproof because not every formula contains the same dimethicone. It made me think about prescription drugs. And so if you get the generic, you're getting the same type of product, but it's sourced differently. It's manufactured in different facilities and there can be contamination. There's just like so many variables. You'll drive yourself insane. So the multiple silicones is an issue, right? And then the other thing I noticed, and I kind of thought this, was vitamin C and dimethicone. Whenever there's vitamin C with a silicone, there's vitamin C in that Solara and it doesn't bother me. When I'm doing morning skincare, I'm still using the Zip device, the new Zip device. I love it. A lot of people said it's kind of cheapy feeling. I don't feel so at all. It's not as heavy as the last one, but I've been enjoying it. So I was doing gua sha first, then Zip for about 6 minutes. Gua sha's 5 minutes. And then after that, I would bring an LED mask into it just to pull it together. And I did research to make sure that I wasn't going to hurt my face or anything like that, but it was fine. But at the end of that combination, I have since split them apart. It was just too much on the skin in the morning. It was like, who has time for this? But I'm testing the mask for 30 days. But I had a little leftover gel on my face, or maybe I would put an oil on if I would gua sha and not do the LED mask. And there was some type of a skincare element, and that would be on my skin. And then I would apply a foundation on top, and maybe there would be an SPF underneath the foundation with an active. What was happening was there would be something like a vitamin C. It would be underneath, and then I would put a makeup product on top of it. Maybe it had more vitamin C, not great. And the dimethicone is really preventing moisture loss. Silicones can be a great thing in texture and slip and glide, and I'm not villainizing them, but it was holding in the active and it wasn't able to release. I am not a scientist. I am not a cosmetic chemist. I'm certainly not a dermatologist. Speak to a medical expert. But I found this really interesting. So the theoretical side of this was that it's holding it in and then it's just like bubbling and doing it. It wasn't really bubbling. That I would have removed it instantly. Okay. But it's under there and it's cooking. By the 5th hour or so, once I would remove it, I'd be like, and then it almost felt like a burn the next day. This is when comments get pretty interesting because people are like, yes, it was this. No, it was this. Because we've all experienced different things and we're just trying to figure it out. But that was my method for figuring it out. Since I have gotten off of that foundation track, and I've also learned at the same time, it's not just foundation as a category. I've figured out what was bothering me. My skin has been better. It's still, the barrier still needs repair. I'm not switching up my skincare very much. I still use Damn products. I have tried their other cream that I'm liking. I'm going to talk about that. And I'm using the Emma Lewisham cleansing oil. I really do like that. And if I'm not using that, then I am using the True Botanicals, tried and true, road tested ginger turmeric cleansing balm, Tower 28. I don't know how this is going to look, but actually before I put this on, I just want to take a real quick look. If you couldn't tell, the coverage, beautiful. I think I like it, but same thing is kind of happening. It's creasing. So this is a little bit creasy, a little bit glowy, very hydrating. So what I do is I just kind of press to get rid of anything settling into fine lines. It's not horribly creasing, but it's going to crease on you because there's coconut oil, heavier oils. And then I'm going to press. Let's see how this Tower 28 banana does. I was scared that it was going to get very yellow. It did not. The reason I like this powder too, it's a very breathable setting powder. So if you're scared of powders looking heavy, cakey, or making your skin look dry, which is totally understandable, this powder. You can get it. I have translucent, I have pink, I have yellow, I have all the powders. So it's skewing a little yellow. It's okay. I would normally use the translucent one, but this also can color correct and brighten. And I've really been into the yellow powders. Jones Road was another one I really liked. So the RMS Uncover Up is taking so well to the powder. There is no way the first time that I used that RMS Uncover Up that I was like even aware of a triangle powder puff. And I really think I need to get some new powder puffs. That's another story. So the skincare routine is still really minimal, and I just continue to remove things. Actually, I don't really add new anymore. I think down the line, I'm actually gonna start going back to acupuncture. I'm gonna start doing breath work, and I'm going to look at how my face looks before a 2-week challenge and after, because there's so much that happens from drinking more water. If I don't drink water, I haven't been drinking a lot of water, and my lines on my forehead get pronounced. There's an inside out element that I'm really curious about, seeing if that result will put a dent in things. And yeah, I'm not going to say I'm not looking into like micro needling. I have a lot of friends. I'm in my mid 40s. So I have a lot of friends that are getting the Botox. They're getting the micro needling. They're getting the laser resurfacing. They're getting, not everybody, but people are doing it. And I'm curious, but at this point, I'm taking away more than I'm adding, and that is way down the line if I do it. I feel like I just get so relaxed and I keep talking, and we've already been recording for 15 minutes. Move it or lose it, kid. Let's do some eyeliner. You know what I haven't used in a while? Cake liner. This, I believe, is in that peacock shade, so it's just looks black, but it's actually kind of green and teal. I love this stuff. So easy to work with. You would think it would be kind of scary. It's really not. It's actually one of the easiest to get a wing from. And if you're using a really creamy product or a liquid line and it's really just not setting, or you have oily lids and you want it to stay in one place, you can press this powder on top. It really works so well for that. I'm just going to smudge this a little bit. Perfectly imperfect. Perfectly imperfect. Somebody asked if I had tried the new new-ish Kosas corrector. I have not. I saw a lot of bad reviews out there for it, but maybe that was just the site I was looking at. Just wasn't on my radar as much. I'm still wanting to do a re-review update of the Kosas setting powder. So this is just a Jones Road eyeshadow powder. This is an ash. This is like a dove gray that I use all the time. I sometimes just use it as a base. It's so easy. It's so basic, base, whatever. You don't even have to think about it. It's not the one that's going to build and be dramatic. You can get there, but that's not the one that out of the gate it's going to do that for you. But I like it for every day. And then oftentimes I will randomly layer the Jillian Dempsey lid tint on top. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I just like the way it looks. That's why. And this gives a little bit more warmth with the cool brown. Love these lid tints. You don't need a brush for that. You can just press it onto the lid and you're done. I do have a new thing from Kosas that is not their corrector, but came from PR. This is their mascara. That's a fancy way of saying mascara. So there is an eyeliner in here. Probably should have used that. We will try that later. And they gave me an extra wand. I think they're just displaying what. That's super wasteful. I don't like that. Sorry. Not sorry. Like, I could have looked. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? I guess I could use it for brows, soap brows. I'll do that. I'll make use out of it, but PR packaging, I like that this is minimal. We don't need the crazy packaging anymore. Did you see that? They were sending out vending machines for Poppy. Anyway, here is the Kosas wand. We have an hourglass shape. We have silicone bristles. There's definitely some wavy things happening in here. That's a technical phrase. Get with it. First impressions. Here we go. I like to smell mascaras because sometimes they have that smell. Okay, this is gripping. Love a grippy mascara. That sounds ridiculous, possibly, but I do. I love a grippy mascara. Sometimes it just works better. Okay, this is easy to apply. It's letting me build right now. It's not drying down yet. And I'm not seeing lash clumpies. I'm seeing more volume than I'm seeing length. I am seeing length. I mean, you can see between the two. I look like I have length. Been using a lash serum from Swede, by the way. And I've been using it also on my eyebrows. I think I mentioned that in one of my Get Ready With Me's when I was doing 45 days of Get Ready With Me's. That lasted for about a week. Whoops. You know, there was some life stuff happening. Can we just pause for a second here because I'm very impressed with this. It's not your super defined clean lash. Some people like that. That's more of like the say, I feel, is sort of like that. It's getting a little trickier to build, but it's also looking more like lash extensions when I build. What? Mascaras can really change on you. You know what I mean? Like within a week, they can really start changing. The formula gets some air into it, and then it's like sometimes it gets even better. So I'm getting a little bit of a curl. I'm getting a little bit of over here, over there. But I really like this sort of soft, messy volume. I didn't read it all. It's a lengthening mascara and lash boosting peptide serum. So it's good for the lashes and it's supposed to be all about length, I guess. Whoops, because I'm seeing great volume here. Nothing to be sad about. And there's a grippiness. And by the way, when I blink, the top lash doesn't grab the bottom lash, by the way. So it's not a tacky formula. It's just, that's the texture of it going on the lash. It doesn't stay like that, which is good because that would not be a pleasant feeling. Seeing a few more clumps, very, very small, and I can brush right through them. And it doesn't surprise me because for some reason, whenever I apply mascara on my right eye, it always applies worse on my left eye because that's my, I don't know. What's happening? Concealer's creasing. Does it last? Does it change in a week? Can I get better volume if I have more focus and I'm not talking to you? Maybe. We don't know. But that was a very good first impression. What do you guys think? Because you can really actually like see the lash there. I think it looks pretty good. I just did a review, an update review for the Jones Road Miracle Balm. I was talking about the palettes, and I mentioned one of the palettes was sold out or no longer available, and it was this palette called the Golden Bronze palette. I love. But I did find that they also have these shades in some of their lip and cheek sticks. So for instance, the Royal Plum, she's gorge. She comes in this stick. This is the lip and cheek stick, also in Royal Plum. So if you don't want to get a palette, I think this was the cheek palette. Yeah, this isn't the Miracle Balm palette, so it is a little bit different, I guess. I've been using this on the lip like a wine stain all week. Love it. I don't think every color comes in these, but just wanted you to know that that's out there. It's available if you want to check it out. And I like the stick form too. A little bit easier to work with for travel. Gua Sha. What am I doing? I wasn't going to buy it, but I did. And I'm so glad I did. This is the Say Dew Bronze. That's how you wear it. It's a trend. Get with it. What a weird mood. I could have been more haphazard with that. It will blend in. It just blends. If you're like, I don't know what to do with bronzer, it's too much for me. I don't know how to control the powders. I don't have the right brushes. It just never works for me. My skin's too fair. I'm trying to think of all the feedback I've heard over the years. This is so hard to mess up on your face. Plus, it's going to give you a little bit of a glow, which I like. Now, that's been sitting on my forehead. That could be horrible for some products. This one, no, just got to trust the process. Just keep on pressing. And I don't find this to glide right off my face. The only thing is you're going to get a glow. If you don't want a glow, you can press some other bronzer on top of it to kind of set it. You can do a translucent powder. You have so many options. I also love their Dew Blush. So good. So good. It adds so much good life to the face. Should I put a blush on? Let's do the Goop. I never say Goop. But I'm going to use the Goop blurry thing that I used. The Blur Balm. This is in Whiskey. I did this as a dupe for the Jones Road. It is a little bit, this is certainly more of a tint than Jones Road, but I really liked the way this looked. It's sort of this peachy more pink than peach, dusty, rosy, something or other. And it lasts for 12 months. And the reason I was looking at that is because the colors remind me a little bit of the beautiful OG colors for their contour collection. But again, those expire so fast. I don't know how they're getting away with it, guys. I mean, everyone's just using expired product. That's probably what's happening, let's be honest, because I mean, I did. Doesn't mean you should. But if you spend that amount of money for something and it goes away in 3 months, I don't think so. There are other products out there that use organic ingredients, beautiful ingredients, and they last longer. So I hope they fix that because they have some really beautiful products. So now we're going to finish it up with the lip. And I received a question about the gua sha and the material that I like to use. I like the cooling of the jade, or this is rose quartz. Sorry. So I like this. I also like the thinness of this tool. If you have bigger hands or bigger features, this might kind of be actually very annoying. Or if you're heavy handed, you might break it really quickly. But I like a thinner rose quartz. I've really just liked that the whole time I've been using it. I've tried the stainless steel. I'm not in love with the stainless steel. It's really cold, which you might love to kind of depuff, so I can see the advantage. And I believe, what is happening here? Hold please. We're having packaging issues. Okay, here we go. So the stainless steel has, I think, antimicrobial or antibacterial properties. This is the Iris and Romeo Lip Cocoon. I want to do a really quick moment for True Botanicals Moisture Lock Glossy Balm. They also have a stick version of a lip mask, I believe it is. I've been using this during the day. It's just a really pretty color. I'll show you in a second. But that stick gloss mask thing, it's really working well, and it's giving the Alpine Beauty option, which was my favorite. It's giving it a good run for the money. So let's try this. Oof, this is dense. Very dense. Very, very rich. I love it. Ooh. Oh, that feels so good. It's not even winter. This is going to be good for winter. Whew. Could you use something that's $8 and get a similar vibe? Possible. You know, I get a little carried away with lip stuff. But this feels absolutely amazing. I want to see how long this is going to hold on. I'm using it as a primer right now. You can use it as a mask, I'm sure. So Credo recently was doing this whole thing with French brands, which, cool, French theme. I love France. I love French people. This is Le Rouge Francais. Le Rouge Francais. She tried. This is Alizarin. Alizarin. I'm going to ruin it. But it's a lipstick and it's in really cool paper packaging. And I received a couple of other things from them. I was under no obligation to feature anything here. P.S. I always forget to say that up front. Look at this packaging. It's also, well, that's plastic. Bummer. So this is going to be a bright red. So pretty. Oh, there's like designs on it. I love aesthetically pleasing things. I really, really do. Such a sucker for that. You wouldn't know it by my backdrop. Horrific. I'm not proud of it. The person that's coming to visit me is, I believe, an interior decor genius. She just happens to work in a startup for tech, but I think that's her calling. And I think she kind of knows it too. But anyway, I'm going to have her do something. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something. The last question that I received was, am I still using the shower head filters? Yes, I'm still using the shower head filters. I like the Jolie. I like them both. The Canopy is phenomenal. I also like the Jolie as well because of the stream. I like that it's not as wide of a stream. Canopy is definitely better for replacements, for filter replacements, hands down. The marketing benefits that are talked about, the features and benefits, am I seeing my skin improving significantly? I'm not seeing significant skin changes. This is so dependent on diet for me. My skin, man, when I eat certain things, my skin looks like crap. It depends on hormones, drink enough water. That's lifestyle dependent. That makes the biggest change for me. However, Skin is less flaky and less dry with that because we have hard water. We have a lot of chlorine in our water in Franklin, Tennessee. So there's that. And the other thing that I notice is if the filter gets old in either of those shower heads, I have a reminder on my calendar, on my Google Calendar. I forgot that for a couple of months, but I put that reminder on there because my hair, no matter what I'm trying, and I test so many products, so I have to be really careful or else it will skew the review. My scalp will get itchy. It will get itchy. And I'm like, oh, when's the last time I changed my water filter? I changed the filter. Lo and behold, my scalp is not itchy. Now, do I get an itchy scalp if I use a weird product? Yeah, but it is so much better for that reason. That's the thing that keeps me coming back. I'm not going to go and say that this is like a game changer for the skin on my body. It helps. It doesn't hurt as long as I change the filter out, but it really has helped with my hair and my scalp. So yeah, I'm still using them. I still think they're a really good investment. I use filtered water everywhere, so I will continue using a shower head filter and one day get a whole house filter, I'm sure. We'll see how much that costs. It's a process. Oof. We got red, we got red. This lipstick feels wonderful. It's giving more of a gloss because of the balm that I had on. Sorry if that's slightly misleading, but that feels real good. Real good. And now that I'm looking at the eyelashes, they're looking a little like there's some sort of technology that might be causing a curl. That's the universal sign for curl. I don't know if you knew that. She's lying. I think there's a curl. This is why we test for at least 2 weeks. If you have other questions about anything that I used today, if you have questions you want me to cover next week and just sit down and we can play with makeup again, just pop them in the community chat tab. So I will prompt you on probably Monday of next week. Once I send that message, throw all your questions in there. I'm happy to answer them. And I think some of that is helpful to other people, as opposed to just having to look through all the comments in my replies. Thanks for being here. I will be back next week with some honest reviews and some more Get Ready With Me's. Until then, bye.